Good morning, students. Today I will discuss another two type of plant layout, that is product layout and fixed position layout. In my last class, I discussed one type of layout, that is process layout. So before starting today's concept, let me remind you what is a process layout so that you can able to differentiate the concept of process layout and product layout. So what is a process layout? Process layout involves grouping of same machine or like machine in one department. Means in case of process layout, the production manager or the plant gather similar type of machines in one department. Means if the plant select the process layout, then first the production manager has to locate different department according to the requirement of the plant, and after that he has to install similar type of machine in a particular department. So in case of process layout, there were various departments, and after that, in each department, similar type of machines are installed. So process layout involves arranging or grouping of similar machine in one department, and the product moves from one department to another department for production, or we can say that product moves from one workstation to another workstation for production. So in case of process layout, what the production manager will do? In case of process layout, first the production manager identifies or locates various departments according to the requirement of the production, and after that he has to install similar type of machine in a particular department, and the product has to move from one workstation to another workstation for manufacturing. Take example of iron and steel manufacturing industry. So if that industry adapt or if that industry select process layout, then the production manager of that plant first locate different department according to the requirement of the production. Means for producing or for manufacturing iron sheets or steel sheets, generally the manufacturer require various types of machines, like the manufacturer require a casting machines, forging machine, turning machine, drilling machine, and heating machine, and assembling area, and many more machines are required for producing a iron sheet or steel sheet. So for manufacturing these things, for manufacturing iron, generally this type of machines are required. So production manager of that plant first has to locate or first has to identify different department according to the requirement. Means there should be a casting department, there should be a forging department, milling department, drilling department, heating department, and according to the requirement of production there should be various types of department. Now after creating or after locating various types of department, he has to install similar type of machine in a particular department. Means in casting department there are number of machines which produces the casting or which performs the casting operations. Means the machine which performs the casting operation, that should have to install in casting department, and the machine which performs the turning operation, that should have to install in turning department, and the machine which performs the drilling operation or the or for making a hole, which machine is making a hole in a particular part, the machine which is required, that should have to install in drilling department. So in case of process layout, what the plant will do, in case of process layout, first the production manager has to locate different department, and after identifying different department, he has to install similar type of machine in a particular department, and after that the product has to move, or the semi-finished goods has to move from one department to another department for manufacturing. So in case of steel manufacturing industry, there should be a casting department, and there should be a turning, milling, drilling, heating, and other departments also. And in that department, similar type of number of machines are installed, and the product has to move from one department to another department for manufacturing. So generally the manufacturer issued the material to a department or to a machine which requires for fast performance or fast operations. Generally the manufacturer issued material to the fast machine, and after that the semi-finished goods has to move to other department for further processing, and the goods has to transported from one department to another department for manufacturing, and at last by moving the product from one department to another department, the manufacturer able to get the finished goods, and the machines which installed in a particular department is called as general purpose machine, because in casting department there are number of machine which performs the casting operations, and these type of machines are not only meant for only one product productions. Means this type of machine can able to produce variety of goods, means which product require the casting operation that can attend by the casting machines in casting department. So this type of machines can attend to different type of products. So and this type of machine are not only meant for only one product manufacturing. So this type of machine is called as general purpose machine, and the product is to move from one department to another department for manufacturing. At last, by moving, the manufacturer able to get a finished goods. So this is all about the concept of process layout. In process layout, the manufacturer or the production manager first has to locate different department, and after that he is to install similar type of machine in a particular department, and after that the product is to move from one department to another department for manufacturing. Today I will discuss another two type of plant layout, that is product layout and fixed position layout. So you get a clear meaning about process layout. Now I will discuss what is a product layout. Um, Product layout involves arrangement of different machines in one line. In case of process layout, what happen? In case of process layout, similar type of machines are installed in a particular department, and the product is to move from one department to another department for manufacturing. But in case of product layout, there is no concept of departmentation, there is no concept of installation of same machine in a particular department. In case of product layout, what the production manager will do? In case of product layout, he has to arrange different type of machines in a sequential manner according to the requirement of productions. Means different types of machines are arranged in a sequential manner in a straight line, so that this type of layout is also called as straight line layout. In this type of layout, every machines which is required for producing the product, that is arranged in a straight line manner, and that is arranged in a sequential manner, so that the output of one machine can be used as input for another machines. Means in case of product layout, the different type of machine which require for production, that has to be arranged in a straight line, that has to be arranged in a sequential manner, so that the output of one machine can be used as input for another machines. And that straight line or that arrangement of machine is only meant for production of one product only. And by using the same straight line, by using the same arrangement, the manufacturer will not able to produce variety of good. And the straight line is only the arrangement of different machines is only meant for producing one product only. So in case of product layout, different machines, different type of machines are arranged in a straight line manner within the same floor only, and it is also called as the straight line layout also. In case of product layout, the manufacturer fed material into the first machine, and at last the manufacturer will able to get the finished goods. Means manufacturer fed the issued the material at one end, and at last end the manufacturer will able to get the finished goods. Means in between, the product automatically or the semi finished goods automatically moves from one machine to another machine. So in case of product layout, in a straight line, every machine or different type of machine are arranged sequentially, so that the output of one machine can be used as input for another machine. But in case of process layout, in a particular department, different type of machines are similar type of machines are installed, and the product has to move from one section to another section for manufacturing. In case of product layout, the product is not required to move from one workstation to another workstation, or one department to another department. The product has to move in a straight line. Means the machine which requires for performing the first operation, that is installed in first place. Next to that, the second operated machine, or the machine which perform the second processing or which required for processing the second thing, that is installed in second place, and according to the requirement of the production, the machines are arranged in a sequential manner so that the product or the semi-finished goods moves automatically in between, and at other end or at last end the manufacturer able to get the finished goods. uh, Take the example of textile industry. In textile industry, there are various types of fabrics are manufactured. In textile industry, generally cotton fabrics are manufactured, and after that, woolen fabrics, rayon fabrics, nylon fabrics, and variety of fabrics are manufactured in textile industry. So, for manufacturing different type of fabric, same type of machine setup is not required. Means for manufacturing different type of fabric, different type of machine setup is required. Means for manufacturing a cotton fabric, different type of machine setup is required, and for manufacturing a woolen fabric, different type of machine setup is required. So in case of product layout, means if the textile industry select product layout, then the production manager of that plant has to arrange different machines which is required for producing a particular fabric only. Take the example of cotton fabric manufacturing. So for manufacturing a cotton fabric, generally the manufacturer requires a ginning machine, a spinning machine, a knitting machine, and a dyeing machine, and at last the manufacturer require a finishing machine. In case of product layout, the production manager first has to identify which machine is important which machine is important for manufacturing of cotton fabric, and after identifying the different machine, he has to arrange the machine in a sequential manner. Means he has to install the machine which performs the first operation at first. Means for manufacturing a cotton fabric, uh, first there is a requirement of ginning machine. Means in ginning machine, the manufacturer able to separate the seed from the cotton. Means when the raw cotton came to the organization, it came with seed, and generally seed are attached to the cotton. So for producing a fine fabric, for producing a fine cotton fabric, first the manufacturer has to remove the cotton seed from the cotton. So for that reason, the manufacturer require a ginning machine. So the production manager first install the ginning machine, and after to ginning machine, there is a requirement of spinning machine, and after spinning machine, there should be a requirement of a knitting machine. Next to knitting machine, there is a dyeing machine, requirement of dyeing machine, and at last there is a requirement of finishing machine. And these machines should be arranged in a straight line manner so that the product can or the semi-finished goods moves automatically in between, and at last end the manufacturer able to get a fine cotton fabric. Means the manufacturer first has to issue the material to the ginning machine. Means he has to fed the material into ginning machine, and after ginning machine he will get or after processing the material in ginning machine, the manufacturer will able to get a pure cotton, and the output of whatever the output of ginning machine, that can be used as input for another machine, that can be used for spinning machine. Means whatever the output of ginning machine, that is the pure raw cotton, that can be used as input for spinning machine. Means by using the pure cotton in spinning machine, the manufacturer will able to get yarn or thread. Means after spinning machine, there is a requirement of weaving machine or knitting machine. So the output of spinning machine can automatically move to the spinning machine, to the knitting machine for weaving clothes, for weaving fabric. And after that, if the manufacturer want to color the fabric, then there is a requirement of dyeing machine, and the cotton fabric which is manufactured in knitting machine, which is prepared in knitting machine, that can be transferred or that can be moved automatically to the dyeing machine for coloring. And after that, that product or that fabric can move to the finishing machine for removing some extra thread or removing some unnecessary things, so that at last end the manufacturer able to get a pure fabric or pure cotton fabric. So in case of product layout, what the manufacturer will do, what the production manager will do, according to the requirement of the production, he has to arrange different type of machines in a straight line so that the output of one machine can automatically move to the move to other machine, and the output of one machine can be used as input for another machines. So this is the diagram of product layout. So product layout, this picture reveals that the raw material, when the raw material received by the plant, they have to send it to the store, and from the store the raw material is issued to a particular machine which is installed at the first position, and after processing something in first machine, that is the semi finished goods is moved to the second machine. If in second machine there is a requirement of some material, again from the store some raw material is issued to the work center 2, means the machine 2, and after that the semi finished goods moves to another machine, another work center, that is arranged in a straight line, and likewise the product is produced in a straight line manner, and likewise the product moves from one machine to another machine automatically, and at last the finished goods quality is tested, and after that it is sent to the storehouse, and from the storehouse again it is sent to the packing and shipping department, and at last the finished goods is sent to the market. So in case of product layout, there is no requirement of introducing all the materials in a particular machines. Whenever the requirement of material, at that time the manufacturer introduces some material into a particular machine. So this is all about product layout. Next I will discuss the principles of product layout. So while designing this type of layout, what principles, what rules the production manager has to follow, now I will discuss. All machines, tools and other equipments must be arranged by sequence of operation. Means all machines, tools and other equipments, whatever the requirement for production, that should have to arranged in a sequential manner so that the output of one machine can be used as input for another machine. Next, there should not be a point where one line crosses another line. Means every machine should be arranged, or every process should be arranged in a straight line manner. There should not be a point where one line crosses another line, means there is no concept of crossing. The product should be manufactured in a straight line manner. Material may be fed where they are required for assembling, not necessarily all the points. Means product layout suggests that material should be fed into a particular machine whenever it required. It is not required to feed all the materials into a particular machine. And all operation like assembly, testing, packaging should be included in one line. Means whatever the operations or whatever the process required for manufacturing a goods, that should be arranged in a straight line manner. Means so that at end the manufacturer will able to get a finished product. Generally this type of layout is adopted by or selected by the farm which produces more standardized goods with more volume. Means generally the farm which adopt this type of layout is the farm which produces the goods according to their requirement, according to their decided standard, and who produces more quantity goods. Generally this type of plant adopt this type of layout. Next I will discuss the merits of product layout. There is a mechanization of material handling so that material handling cost is reduced. Means there is a mechanization of material handling, because there is no requirement of moving of material from one department to another department. So there is no requirement of material handling equipments. In this case, or in this type of layout, material is moved automatically from one plant to one machine to another machine. So there is no requirement of using various material handling equipment, so that the cost of material handling can be reduced. There is an economy in manufacturing time. There is also a economy in manufacturing time, means within less time the farm able to produce the goods, means there is no requirement of moving the material from one department to another department. And if in case of process layout, if the machines are engaged in for against in for producing different type of goods, then at that time that product has to wait for some time for further processing. So this require more time in process layout. But in case of product layout, the one line or one setup is only meant for one product production. So the raw material or the semi-finished goods moves automatically from one department or one section to another section, one machine to another machine. So there is a requirement of less time. Within less time the farm can able to produce more amount of goods. This type of layout facilitates better production control. This type of layout facilitates better production control, means what? Every machine is arranged in a straight line manner, so that the plant manager, the production manager can able to control the production process, means he can able to identify where the mistake or where some problem arises, and at that time he can able to minimize this thing, he can able to correct those things, so that in the case of product layout, the production can be controlled more effectively. This type of layout require less floor area per unit of production. Generally this type of layout require less floor area, because there is no concept of mm, departmentation, and within a same floor various types of machines are arranged in a straight line. So in a particular floor various types of or various set of machines are arranged for producing different varieties of goods, means in case of textile industry, one line is arranged within a same floor, one line is arranged, one straight line is arranged for producing cotton fabric, another straight line is arranged for producing woolen fabric. So it requires less floor area, means within a same floor the farm able to arrange different set of machines in a straight line, so that various product can be manufactured in straight line within a same area. So it requires less floor area as compared to process layout. WIP is reduced and investment thereon also reduced. Means in case of product layout, the output of one machine can be used as input for another machine. There is no requirement of moving the semi-finished goods from one department to another department. And in case in a particular department machines are engaged in different activities, then the semi-finished goods must have to wait for some time, or these things or the semi-finished goods can be taken back to the store for some time, and after that it is again issued to the particular department for manufacturing. But in case of product layout, one line is only meant for one product, so the work in progress or the semi-finished goods can automatically move from one machine to another machines without wasting much time. So the manufacturer will able to get the finished product at last end. At last end means the manufacturer fed the material in fast end, and the manufacturer will able to get the finished goods at last end. In between the product moves automatically from one machine to another machine, so there is no requirement of keeping the WIP in store or work in progress or semi-finished goods in store. So the cost arises due to storing of WIP is reduced. Easy detection of mistake is possible also. Easy detection of mistakes is possible, means in case of product layout everything arranged in a sequential manner. So if any mistake identified by the production manager, he can able to minimize such thing, he can able to take various steps to minimize such thing, so that early detection of mistake is possible due to everything arranged in a sequential manner, so that production can be done in a continuous manner. There is a greater incentive to workers to rise their level of performance. To rise their level of performance means the everything is arranged in a sequential manner, and the workers are responsible for producing a particular product only. If they produce more quantity of that product, then they can able to get some reward from the organization. The workers are responsible for manufacturing a particular product only, so they are by producing this thing continuously, they get expertise knowledge, so they are expert in that manufacturing. So if they produce above the standard, then they are entitled to get reward from the organization. So this is all about the merits of product layout. Now I'll discuss the demerits of this type of layout. Product layout is known for its inflexibility. Product layout is inflexible, means one line is only meant for one product manufacturing only. So in a particular line, there are in a particular line there are various types of products cannot be manufactured. Means for producing a cotton fabric, what type of machine setup is required, similar type of machine setup is not required for manufacturing a woolen fabric. So product layout is marked by inflexibility. Means in case of product layout, one line is only meant for one product only. So in that, by using that line only, the manufacturer will able to produce a particular product only. So this type of layout is inflexible. But in case of process layout, in a particular department, same type of machines are installed, and the product which requires same type of machine for performance, that can taken to that department for further processing. So in case of process layout, that is flexible, but in product layout, the product layout is inflexible. This type of layout is expensive. Obvious, this type of layout is very expensive, because for producing a particular product there is a particular machine setup is required, and particular machine setup is only meant for producing one product only. If the plant produces variety of product, then that plant have to arrange different machine or different straight line machines for producing different products. So this type of layout is very expensive. There is a difficulty of supervision also. There is a difficulty of supervision. How? Means the product moves automatically from one department, one section, one machine to another machine. So a particular plant manager or a supervisor doesn't having, sometimes doesn't having more knowledge about different machines. So there is the difficulty of supervision also. Next, expansion is difficult. In case of product layout, expansion is difficult, because in a particular, for producing a particular product, different type of machine setup required. For a particular product, a line or a straight line should have to arrange. So if the plant want to add more variety of product, then it is required for the plant to identify or to arrange different machine setup for the new product. So within this machine setup, it is difficult for the farm to expand. Any breakdown of equipment along a product line can disrupt the whole system. Means in case in a particular line, a particular machine is breakdown or is not in a condition to operate, then the production of that product is hampered, because the product moves automatically from one machine to another machine, or if there is any breakage, the production will stop at that point. After correcting or after repairing the machine, again production will continue. This is all about the concept of product layout. Next, I will discuss another type of plant layout, that is fixed position layout. So the word itself says that fixed position layout means what? The word itself says that in fixed position layout, something is fixed. What is fixed in this type of layout? In this type of layout, the product is fixed to a particular area or particular place. Means the if the industry adapt, or if the industry select this type of layout, generally they have to set, or they have to fix the product in a particular area, and man, machines and other resources should have to move to that area for manufacturing that product only. Means in case of fixed position layout, the movement of man and machines to the product which is remain fixed. Means in case of fixed position layout, product is fixed in a particular area. To that area, man and machines should have to machines and other resources should have to move for manufacturing the product. And after manufacturing or after completing some task, they have to return back again. In this type of layout, material or major component remain fixed, and the movement of man and machine to the product is advisable. Means which type of industry generally adopt this type of layout? The industry or the plant which produces bulky goods, which produces heavy goods. Heavy goods, for them it is not possible, it is impossible to move the bulky product from one workstation to another workstation for manufacturing. Generally, product moves from one workstation to another workstation for manufacturing. But in case of bulky product, in case of heavy product, it is impossible for the organization to move the bulky product from one workstation to another workstation for manufacturing. In that case, it is advisable to the firm that the product should be fixed to a particular area, and man, machines, and other materials should have to move to that area for manufacturing the product only. Take the example of sheep manufacturing. So, sheep manufacturing, the product sheep is a bulky one, is a heavy one, and it is not advisable for the industry to move that product from one department, one section to another section for manufacturing, or we can say it is impossible to move the sheep from one section to another section for manufacturing. So in case of sheep manufacturing, the that plant fixes the particular product, means the plant identifies a location for manufacturing that product, means the industry identifies a particular place for manufacturing that product. The product is fixed to that particular area. To that place, the main materials or machines and other resources should have to move to that area, and at that place they have to produce the goods, and again they have to return back to their place only. So this is the diagram of fixed position layout. In case of fixed position layout, this is the diagram of aircraft manufacturing. In case of aircraft manufacturing, aircraft is a bulky product or heavy product, and that is fixed to a particular area, and to that area raw material, machines, equipments, and labor should have to move, and after manufacturing the product that is aircraft, they have to return back again to their place only. So in case of fixed position layout, the product is fixed to a particular area, and to that area raw material, machines, and equipments, and other resources should have to move to that area for manufacturing that product only. So this type of layout is followed generally by the plant which produces bulky and heavy product like locomotives, ship manufacturing, aircraft, generator, etc. So construction of building also, we can say that construction of building is also a type of fixed position layout. Means when the industrialist or when a manufacturer constructs a building in a particular area, the product is fixed to a particular area. Means the fix a product to a particular area means the man, machine, and other resources should have to move to a particular site for constructing a building, and after constructing the building, again they have to return back, again they have to come back to their original place only. So this is all about the fixed position layout. In case of fixed position layout, the product is fixed to a particular area, and to that area everything should have to move for manufacturing that product only. Next I will discuss advantages of fixed position layout. Fixed position layout having number of advantages, means it requires low material handling cost and smooth if the plant adopt this type of layout, then it is possible for the plant to smooth and continuous operation. The investment of this type of layout also require very small. Generally fixed position layout also having various types of advantages, and it also having various types of disadvantages also, like higher initial capital investment is also required, high overcharges is required also, means breakdown of one machine disturb whole the production process. So fixed position layout having various types of advantages and disadvantages also. So what are the advantages? What are the disadvantages of fixed position layout? I will discuss clearly in my next video. So this is all about the fixed position layout, the concept of fixed position layout, advantages and disadvantages of fixed position layout in detail. I will discuss in my next class or in my next video. Thank you.